Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to class. Now, if you're not in class and you're watching this video for recording, what I said before I pressed the recording button was that we are doing things totally different because I don't want you to be scared. Okay, I don't want you to be scared, and I don't want you to go and look for a job of $200. Okay, I don't want you to target job of $300. Okay, and minimum requirement for anyone that attends my class, minimum if you're in Nigeria, is $1,000. It's not impossible. I've seen it so many times. Okay, and guess what? It's not as if those people they know everything. Okay, so the same way you join my boot camp with little or no experience, that was how they all joined, and they are doing fine. Okay, so because of that, I said, okay, let's make everything. Let's add a lot of labs. Okay, so every of our class going forward, every of our Saturday class is going to be full of labs. Okay, so do. Okay, so your program has 3 tracks: track 1, track 2, track 3. Okay, so let me talk about track 1 first, because in track 1, oh, okay, so let me talk about track 1 first. Track 1 is the Azure, the applied skills one, the one you do with exams. Okay, so the reason I want to talk about track 1 is because I want you to be submitting going forward from tomorrow. Yeah, from tomorrow, because no one is having applied skill class today. Okay, for this is actually a combination of 2 classes. I think January and April, because you guys are doing the same thing. So that's why I combine you guys together. And I think it's more fun when so you guys are doing the same thing. So in the mornings like this, okay. So just give me a minute. Okay, so track 1, let me show you how it is. I think I've done almost everything I need to do on it. So okay, so when you click on your track 1, some people are waiting to be admitted. I don't know how that works here. Oh my god, I don't know if it's only the admin that can admit. If you see anybody that is waiting to join, and oh yeah, okay, I've seen. Okay, okay, yeah, admit.
You can make the call concert on him.
Sorry. Yeah,
I
can
said
you?
you can make.
Okay, listen. I don't know how to use Google Drive. This is the first time I'm using Google Meet for this. We'll tackle that later on, so that we'll tackle that later on. Okay, so I was trying to explain this. Okay, so going forward, this is what we use for our applied skills. Okay, now why did I choose to have it like this? Why did I choose to have it like this? Because some of you will be asking me, oh, coach, where is the link for our assignment? Yeah, so all you just need to do is to come to the exercise, look at it, lesson 1.1 exercise, boom, click on this, it will open another window. The official Microsoft documentation will be open when you click open exercise. Okay, so you can see I clicked on it. It is opening in another window. Though my internet is a little bit crazy this morning, but yeah, I didn't want to cancel class or give excuses. So it's opening, but I think I'll stick to, okay, it's taking forever to open. Yeah, so it has, okay, it has actually opened. You see, I clicked on open exercise, and I don't know what you guys are seeing. Let me view the entire thing. Okay, you guys were not seeing my screen just now. This thing is crazy. Oh my god, this thing is crazy. I think you are seeing my screen. Okay, so I'm sharing. So you can see that I clicked on open another window and it opened. Okay, so if you say, oh coach, where's the exercise link? You just need to click open exercise. Now I'm not showing you that again. I'm showing you from the class note. Okay, so you can see that the only thing, okay, that you need to deal with is this part. Okay, all the ones down there, the remaining ones down, they are not important, but they are just for your own consumption in case you want to do a revision of what that lesson is talking about, or what did this lesson 1.1 do. They ask you to create a storage account. Okay, they ask you to create a storage account, they ask you to create a blob container, they ask you to upload and verify. That was what that first exercise asked you to do. Now the remaining things you are saying here, they are also optional. Okay, so they're only for if you want to be a ninja, or maybe later on you want to come and later on, after the whole exam, you've passed it, you want to learn how to do it with CLI. So I've added that. Okay, I've added CLI options. So if you want to use CLI, Now, the reason why we added CLI option, now the lessons towards the end, okay, like DevOps pipeline or Azure Container Registry, all those kind of topics, okay, you might feel a little bit more comfortable if you have additional help with the CLI commands. That's why we added CLI commands. Okay, so now every assignment you submit under, look at the top, it says credential 1. Okay, so the first exam we are doing is credential 1. Now if you are in April intake, we are still in credential 1, so that means every of your assignments will be submitted. If it's assignment number 1, okay, under credential 1, you come here and look for assignment number 1. The first one here is assignment number 1. Okay, so you submit, boom. If you submit, it will go to Grading Hub. When you go to Grading Hub, like I was trying to show you this sometime back. When you go to Grading Hub, there are two people that will be looking at your assignment. Not AI will first of all look at it. Okay, AI will look at your accuracy. Okay, AI will say, okay, does this make sense? Your coach asks you to do something on Azure, so does it really make sense? So yeah, so AI will look at it. Okay, so I had an assignment here. My screen is stagnant. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to share again. Okay, I'm going to start presenting. Yeah, I was trying to show my screen is Google. Now Google will not be me. Okay, so yeah, I'm starting to share my screen again right now. I was showing you my Grading Hub. I think you guys are seeing it now. Okay, so when you submit an assignment, it comes to Grading Hub. Okay, so two people look at your assignment. The AI will look at your assignment. It will tell me as the admin to recommend a score for you. Okay, so I will see what it has recommended, and I'll say, AI, this score not good. Yeah, then I will now put the right one. Oh, this call is blah blah blah. So every assignment comes here. Okay, so let's go back to what we were doing. We're doing course library. We're doing this. Okay, so you can see that this was where we were before you left. Okay, and yeah, this was where we were before you left, and yeah, it will always tell you resume where you that page. When you come back, it will tell you resume where, so I can click continue. Okay, so yeah, so we finished number 1. We're going to number 2. Yeah, so you just, every of the assignment has a link, has a place. You see, this one is assignment 2. You click on this, it opens in another window, and there's a place for you to submit your assignment. Okay, so don't bother yourself with anything below this CLI commands option is just additional. Don't bother yourself with it at this point. Okay, bother yourself with clicking the link open and maybe this summary revision of what it has asked you to do. And these are just a checklist for these are just ordinary additional checklists. Okay, so remember that this is a lot of work for me as this is a lot of work for me. So some of the things below might not be really 100% accurate yet. I still need to work. But yeah, for now, just focus on the link for your exercise and focus on where to submit. Okay, so I think that before the next 1 month or 2, I would have perfected every other thing that needs to be perfected. So yeah, so this is assignment 2. I'm just going to scroll till you see assignment 3. Assignment 4. If you are in April intake, okay, April intake, this is where you submit your assignment and everything. So that now assignment number 5. So for assignment number 5, click open and come and submit it. Now let me show you what happens after you've submitted assignment number 5. When you submit assignment number 5, this is which is the final assignment for that particular exercise. You cannot go forward, okay, until you have submitted all your assignments. They tell you, okay, congratulations, you've done all the assignments for credential number 1, okay, which is storage. Okay, now put the link. Now the reason I did this is because some people are trying to play on my intelligence. They don't want to do, okay, they want to write another one. So this is actually to encourage you to follow through with the class, okay, because as people are doing, you submit, you move to the next one. So if you have not done one, you cannot go to the next. Okay, so you put the exam link here. Okay, the exam link, the one that you use to pass, put it there. It will open the next one for you. Okay, so I think I like it this way. And we have a talent market. We have a partner portal on the website. Okay, so by the time I onboard more partners. You see that they will be able to look at your scorecard. Everything you submit, boom, it shows in your scorecard. That so yeah, please you will need to submit you need to submit your lessons, okay? Your achievement link for the exam you have passed before you can move to the next. Okay, so that's that about applied skills. Okay, so let's continue on to today's class. Okay, so for today's class, we still follow almost the same way that you see the lesson is. Okay, now for some of you, I know that you've seen $100 on it. I still want you to pay $1. I still want everyone to pay $1 for the course. And now you might ask me, why am I collecting $1? Yeah, so the $1 is to help you get an official email. Okay, it costs more than $1, but by the time I get $1 from you for like 3 different courses, I will have gotten about $3. Okay, so that will be enough for me to get you an official email. Why do you need an official email? Now, if you did anything Scaling Hub recently, I posted something in the community. Okay, in Skill.School community, there's this thing called Scaling Hub. They were giving free vouchers. There's someone from the group that has passed 4 different exams from that Scaling Hub, though. So they were giving free vouchers, and they asked you to claim it with an official email. Okay, so I'll be giving you that email. Is this funds that I'll be using to get? Is this funds that I'll be using to get that email for you? Okay, I think yeah, free of charge. No, not free of charge. Yeah, so yeah, your $1 is not entering my pocket for whatever. I'm using it to pay for something on your behalf. So please, when I ask you to pay for $1, please just pay. Okay. Yeah. Now let's take a look at what we have today. So today is actually a very practical class. Let's talk because, like I said earlier on, we are going to we have entered into a different phase, and I want you to think like I want you to think like a cloud engineer. Okay, so your program, it's gonna be like this. Okay, yeah, your program is gonna have all your lessons are gonna be here. Okay, so for now, I've not added what do they call it? I've not added drip to it. When I add drip, you cannot move from one lesson until you have done. So I've not added a drip to this one because it's challenging and it's on. You need to submit the lab first. I think I'm gonna use that as the lab. If you don't do the lab now, I will be available for help. Okay, if you have issues with the lab, please ask. Okay, now remember that the reason why we're having these labs is because no matter how difficult the job you are applying for, by the time we finish the labs from this one and deep dive, you will be strong enough to tackle it. You will even have more than enough. You'll have more than enough knowledge to do that your job. Okay, so which is why I'm introducing these labs early. Okay, so this is a welcome message. Blah blah blah. This is what you usually meet during orientation. I added it here. There's a little mistake. Your first topic has a mistake. I'm gonna correct that later on after class. Okay, so yeah, these are generic things we usually add during orientation. Just ignore these ones. My battery, Jesus. Okay, let's see. Okay, so these are generic things. You all have passed this stage. Okay, so you read. Yeah, so the next. Okay, so this is the mistake I was telling you about. Just ignore it. I'm gonna solve it. Okay, so today, today's topic, we are focused on what you see here. Okay, so what is DevOps? Now I know that a lot of you you tell someone, what are you studying, and they say someone asks you, what are you studying? Okay, so DevOps. Okay, they ask you what it is developers. Okay, and you know that developers are the one that write the code, the features on an application. Okay, so you're gonna be seeing this in a few weeks, where I'll be teaching you to create an application. So developers are the one that really do all the dirty work, the coding. I know, even though we use AI to do first part of because we're going to use AI for help, because this is 2026. Things have really changed a lot. You don't have to do things from the scratch anymore because AI is there to help. So even though we're going to use AI, still you're still a developer. Okay, so developers are the one that writes new features and ship them as fast as possible. So you're responsible for my voice is not breaking. Is my voice breaking? Someone says my voice is breaking. Okay, so please bear with me. Yeah, let's check my voice. Can you guys hear me? Is my voice breaking? Yeah. Okay, so just bear with me, guys. If my voice is
It's breaking. I even thought it's my network.
okay, I please, I apologize. I can't cancel the class. Okay, I cannot cancel the class. What do I do? If the only alternative is to shift the class to another time, and you guys are already here. This is a large number, because I'm using Airtel 5G. My solar is having issues. There is no light. If I'm going to fix the breakage, I'll have to shift the class to like maybe 12 o'clock. Maybe I have to shift the class to 12 o'clock. If that's the only way I can solve this problem, is the particular network I'm using that's giving me the issue.
It's manageable.
Okay.
Okay, it's manageable.
Okay, please, guys, pardon. Please bear with me. Okay, this will not happen. I have Starlink subscription. Whenever I have Starlink, this does not usually happen. So the reason I'm asking, because if I was using Starlink, I would tell you no, it's not possible. Okay, it's not possible. But this one is this is Airtel 5G, and Airtel 5G is sometimes Airtel can be crazy. So please bear with me. Okay, so yes, what was I saying before? Okay. DevOps. When someone asks you, what can be DevOps or what is DevOps? Of developers and operation. Okay, developers and operation working together. So you're gonna have these notes. Okay, so you're gonna have these notes. You're gonna be able to play with it as you want. Okay, so the DEV there is developers, which is gonna be you. Operations. Operations people are the people that help your company to move forward. Okay, so you have done the coding. There's usually some other sets of people that does all the other work. Okay, all the operations work. They will be the operations guy. They keep the servers running. They do all the other work. Your work as a developer is to code and put them in GitHub. Okay, you could put a typical company. Developers don't do more than from their computer to GitHub. Okay, so the other guys are the ones that does all the does all the operations work. Okay, so those will be the operations. Okay, so when these two people have issues, when these two people don't work together in close proximity, okay, things get very slow. Okay, so just imagine some guys are coding, pushing to GitHub. Those are the developers, which is going to be you in a very short while. Then we have another set of people that are supposed to finish the work, do all the operations work. So when there is now, if you've not heard this word before, there's this word called silos. Okay, now I'm going to ask you next week, what is that word silo? Now let's assume that you are a carpenter. Now I know that there's no carpenter in this place. Okay, so let me assume that maybe we are all carpenters in this place. Okay, so I'm not ashamed to use the word carpentry, because Jesus was a carpenter, and if you're a Muslim, you know that a lot of those stories in the Bible, they are also in the Quran. Okay, so now let's assume that we are in the carpentry shop. Okay, so some people are the ones that are cutting the wood. Okay, some people have to nail it together. When the people cutting and the people nailing, they are not communicating, they are not on the same frequency, you know that the customer's work will not move fast. Okay, the customer will not collect his work the same. So that's how it is. It is with DevOps. Okay, people doing the coding, people doing the operation, they're supposed to work together. There's not supposed to be a silo in between them. They call it silo. Okay, so when the communication is not smooth, is not frequent, there's this thing called silos. It comes in between. Okay, so the DevOps wants to remove that silo. DevOps want to make sure that there is no barrier between these two people. Everything is working side by side. Okay, yeah. So if developers were staying in this room, operation guys were staying in the other room, they want to break the wall so that it's one single room. So that if I stretch my neck, I say, oh, I finished pushing my code, the people in the next room, the people on the other side can just say, oh, okay, thank you, you finished pushing the code, let me do my own part. So that kind of wall of separation between those two is what DevOps comes to remove. Now, there is these 5 things you need to look at whenever you're talking about five pillars you need to look at whenever you're talking about DevOps. It's called CAMS framework. Okay, so this is how yeah, people doing DevOps are assessed. Number one is culture. Okay, so yeah, so there must be trust and ownership among everyone that is working on a project. Okay, let's assume I have a project now. I want all of us to work on. Okay, so when all of us must share ownership, we must share responsibility. Okay, every project must be blameless. Okay, so every project must be blameless. Nobody blames anyone for any issues. We all take responsibility for anything that happens during a project. Okay, so culture, yeah, culture is there. Everyone takes ownership of the project. Everyone takes responsibility for anything. Automation. Okay, so when you're doing DevOps, you don't do things by hand. That's why we decided, okay, let's do this course this way, so that you start learning commands right from the beginning. Okay, you start learning the difficult stuff right from the beginning. Yeah, so that you can be much more comfortable. You can be confident. You can do, yes, I want to be a DevOps engineer, and you know that you've played with all the things. Okay, you didn't finish the boot camp and you're going. So yeah, so there's culture. Everyone takes responsibility. There's automation. You cannot do things with hand. You do things using. You set up pipelines. You build. You deploy. Okay, so yeah, this website that you're learning from, everything that has to do with this. If I want to correct a single button, I don't do it with hand. Okay, I finish typing my code. There's one bash script I wrote for it. Okay, deploy.sh. Boom, it will automatically deploy it, and the CI/CD pipeline will run by itself. Okay, immediately the CI/CD pipeline finish running, boom, everything is automatically deployed. So you don't do things with hand, you do things with automation. Okay, and I've practically done that using the website you're learning from. Okay, so I'm practicing what I teach you, and I'm going to be showing you how to create your own app, maybe in two or three more classes. So that you too, the more you play with these things, the more you get used to these things, the more that you will start feeling comfortable about DevOps. Okay, so in DevOps, there's culture, everyone takes responsibility, there's automation. Okay, now things must be lean. When I say things must be lean, now this is a very heavy course that you are attending. Okay, very heavy course. I will not go and say I want to update this lesson, and I go and update everything all at the same time. The thing will be so slow. Okay, so in DevOps you do things very lean. Okay, you do things very small. The changes must be small and small. You add changes. Okay, if you do things all at once, some people might get caught up, okay, in the changes, and there will be a lot of disappointment. Okay, I want you to remember that in DevOps you ship changes in very small way. You ship changes in incrementally. Okay, so you don't just all of once say, oh, okay, so this guy was eating meat before, all of a sudden you want him to start eating eba, and you introduce eba to him today, introduce apple. That means you want to kill him. Okay, so introduce it slowly. Okay, in DevOps that's what we do as well. If you have this application, you want to change things in the application, you must do it one by one, little by little. Ship it slowly. Ship it. If it's 10 containers, ship one container at a time. Okay, so yeah, so ship 10 small changes every week. It's safe. Okay, if you ship everything at once, yeah, it's risky to ship everything at once. Now, another important thing that now remember that the keyword is CALMS, CALMS. Okay, C is for culture, A for automation, L for lean. Okay, small changes, then measurement. Okay, so the measurement is what you are being tested against. Okay, so you cannot track what you cannot measure. Okay, so if you're gonna be asked in an interview, how does your team perform? They're going to use this this measurement. They call it Dora metrics. Okay, so they're going to use if they ask you something with regards to Dora metrics and you cannot say, that means that you are lying. You've never done DevOps before. Okay, which is why I introduced it. Okay, so if they're going to ask you how your team perform at work, is this measurement, okay, Dora metric that they're going to use to ask you that question. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna explain that later on. And then finally, with regards to CAMS, the final one is sharing. Okay, so you share things across the team. I was telling, I don't know if it was the January intake that, yeah, I was telling, when I first of all learned, there's this thing called cloud query. Okay, when I first of all learned cloud query, now at my place of work, we don't use only one cloud. We use about four to five different clouds. Okay, and with cloud query, I can just write one single SQL command. Whatever is in every cloud will show in my single command. Okay, will be querying my single command. When I first of all learned how to use that thing, I didn't learn it on my own because it's DevOps. Okay, it's DevOps. You do things together, you do things with people, you share, everyone takes responsibility. I finished learning and I called everyone together. Okay, within 3 weeks, every Saturday we learned it together. Everyone mastered it before we go and tell our boss that, okay, so we have a new way we want to be sharing data with you. This is Yeah, because if you go alone and say, "Oh, you want to do shine," you want to convince your boss that you are the best. It means that there's something wrong with you. Okay, it means that there's something wrong with you, that you are not really a team player. Okay, so when you're doing DevOps, you must always show that you're working, you're thinking like a team player, you're reasoning like someone that is in a team. So when you go for interview, don't talk selfish things. They will catch you. They will know that you have never done DevOps before. Okay, so the point is, in DevOps, you share knowledge across teams. Okay, you do things together. You write every single thing that you work on. You must write a report. Okay, so this thing happened. Let's write a report so people can learn from it. Okay, so that it does not happen again. Because if you write a report, you share knowledge. That kind of mistake will not happen anymore. Okay. So sharing is important in DevOps. Now let's take a look at the 4 things that you'll be tested against if you go for an interview and they ask you, something and you are shaking. Okay, so probably if they're asking you about the performance of your team, it's going to be from any of these areas. Okay, now the word DORA comes from DevOps Research and Assessment. It's originated with Google. Most of the things that we do originate in a company. Okay, they use it to solve a problem and we just adopt it. Okay, so the word DORA metrics, it came from Google. Okay, so now they found out four different metrics that matter. Number 1 is deployment frequency. Okay, so if they ask you that, how many times does your team deploy a day? Okay, if you go now, how many times do you guys do deployment? If you go and say, oh, we do deployment once a week or twice a week or once every month, they will know that you are lying. They will know that your company is not doing DevOps. Okay, because the best teams, they deploy multiple times a day. Okay, so that the D is for deployment frequency. The best DevOps teams deploy multiple times a day because you're not doing it with your own hand. Okay, you just finished doing all the work. You just do. Now let me see if I can show you my. Hold on, I'm going to show you my VS Code. You see, I'm going to open this website. Let me show you what it means when they say they deploy multiple times a day. So if you've done some changes already, let me look for my this website's file so that you see. Okay, now remember that I taught you what a resource group is. A resource group is a file that keeps similar things together, right? Okay, so in DevOps, you need to create that kind of file. We call it a folder. So I've just opened the folder. Now I'm going to open my terminal. Okay, I'm going to use this terminal anyways very soon. So let's say I've made a little change. I've made any change by any means to anything. Okay, so all I just hold on. The terminal is not up yet. It's still not up. Terminal, come up. Okay, so I don't know what's happening. Let's wait for it to. Okay, so terminal is not up yet. Maybe I should be talking about another. So good. Okay, so if I want to do if I made any update, all I just need to do is bash manual deploy. Let me make it easy. I can do deploy.sh. Okay, you can see that you can see it's running. He's already trying to run some crazy script. It's going to run it and boom, my stuff will be pushed to Azure. From Azure, push to edge servers. From there, bam, everything will go through multiple times a day, okay? Because you can just make a change. Don't want to do change with your hand. Whether you like it or not, it's a 4-step process that I wrote in the script, and it's going to run. So when you make a new change to anything, maybe developers are finished. You don't deploy with hands, okay? You deploy automatically. You do things with script, which is what I'm trying to do here. Although it's a little bit slow, I don't want to delay the class. I'm going to move to what we're doing before, okay? So the best teams, they deploy multiple times a day, okay? So please, I beg you, if any one of you is in this meeting and you go for an interview and they go and ask you how many times you deploy, how many times do you deploy, excuse me, does your team do deployment? And you go and say one time in a month or twice a year, you have disgraced school. Please, I beg you, take note of this. Okay, so the best teams, they deploy multiple times a day. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is lead time for change. What is lead time for change? This is the time it takes for to move from code into production. Okay, so let's assume you were seeing my VS Code. Let's assume that I did something, I made a change, I didn't like a particular button, and I wanted to change that button. Okay, so the time it would take me to start checking my code move from code, okay, into production. Production is like what you're seeing right now. Whatever you're seeing right now is in production. Okay, so let's assume I want to change all these things to blue color. Okay, the time it takes me to change it from the code into the time you start seeing it is the lead time. Okay, so now for the best teams, it should be 1 hour. Okay, so for ninja teams, elite teams, that time should be 1 hour. Okay, so don't want to say if they ask you, oh, what is your lead time for change at your workplace? Guys, man, I'm saying these things because they're gonna ask you. Unless you're not looking for a DevOps job, okay? So they're gonna ask you, what is your lead time for change? So I want you to start getting used to these things, okay? Which is why we have the website the way it is, okay? So yeah, so it's gonna be. Now, I also made it easy for you. There's a reader here. If you click on the reader, it will read it for you. But it's not perfect yet. The reader still makes a mistake. I think in the next, give me like another 2 weeks or highest 1 month, I would have perfected it. Okay, it still makes some mistake. It still reads some things that it's not supposed to mention. Okay, so yeah, I'm still working on that. So I've explained what lead time means to you. Now, change failure rate. Okay, change failure rate. What is change failure rate? What percentage of deployment causes a problem? Okay, so let's say you deploy something and there's a problem. What percentage? Don't want to say 20%, don't want to say 50%. They will know that you don't have experience. Okay, so please, the notes that we have here, okay, please, you have 1 week. 1 week to digest, okay, understand what the note is about. Okay, please, you have 1 week to go through, and everything that is here on this page, you're supposed to understand like the back of your hand. Okay, your deployment frequency, your lead time for change, your change failure rate. Okay, what percentage of deployment causes a problem? Now, for every elite team, for every ninja team, is just 0 to 15%. Okay, you can just say 1%. Okay, or you say 2%. It's fine. Okay, now, yeah, the final one is mean time for recovery. Okay, what is mean time for recovery? When something breaks, how fast do you fix it? Okay, let's assume this website goes down. The entire website goes down. How fast do you fix it? Okay, so the best teams, they use only 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour is even too much because, yeah. Now, as we go on in the program, you will understand redundancy. If something is breaking here, we'll pick it up from another place. All those kind of things. Okay, so customers are not supposed to notice when something breaks. Okay, so we're going to look at, but what I introduced to you today is DORA metrics. Okay, so I've explained DORA metrics, how a DevOps team is usually assessed. Okay, now also the things you need to look at when you're talking about DevOps. Okay, culture, automation, lean, measurement, and sharing. So that is that. We're going to be looking straight away into our lab. Okay, I told you that going forward, none of our classes is going to be just a class. It's going to be totally hands-on, and we're using a lab. So you can see that every class has a cloud lab attached to it. Okay, so for this particular class, we have a cloud lab called Introduction to DevOps. Okay, I think I need to charge my laptop. Just give me a minute. I'm going to unplug the router. Let me boost my laptop for a few minutes. Just by any way, if I go off, I'm not going to go off though, but if I go off, shit, I won't let this thing go off. Yeah, so I've plugged. Once my laptop is up a little bit, I'll have to plug the router back because there's no light. If there was light, I'll use Starlink and I won't have any of these issues. Okay. So my solar is having some issues. Okay, so it's not working, and I might be looking at buying a brand new system this week because working without solar and working, yeah, you know how Nigeria is, electricity is so unreliable. So yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna share this in the WhatsApp group. I'm gonna share this in the yeah, in the chat here. Yeah, so log in. For those of you trying to log in that you are having issues, what you need to do is to clear your cache. Okay, so the thing that will cause login issues from my own end was if I'm using a free trial. See, even this website, we're using a pay-as-you-go database. Okay, we're using pay-as-you-go. So immediately I started having that login issue myself. Okay, so I did my research and I was advised to switch to pay as you go. So I switched to pay as you go. So Babatunde, clear your cache, okay, or use another different browser. You should be able to log in. Okay, clear your cache or use another browser. You should be able to log in. If it persists, talk to me after the meeting. I'll see how I can help you. So I'm adding the exercise sheet to the chat. You can see yeah, you can see. So I've added it to the lab that we're working on. I've added it to the chat. I want someone to, in your respective groups, please, because I know that there are two groups of people here. Usually we are supposed to be like up to 40. Oops. Okay, so my network is, yeah, you still see my screen, but it says I lost network. Okay, so what is happening here? Please confirm if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Holy shit. Okay, so this is.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank God. Because he's saying that you lost your network connecting it. This is, well, you guys will not understand. Okay, so from using Starlink to this is very.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for confirming that you can hear me. Okay, so I've sent the lab sheet. This is the lab sheet. I hope I've not closed Google Meet. Okay, so this is Google Meet. Let me close browser tabs that are disturbing. Okay, so we are focusing on okay, so let me see how many percentage of battery I have. Okay, 8%. Once it can be 15%, I'll have to plug the router again. But if for any reason that I go off, please don't get panicked. I will be back in 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, but for now I'm not going off. Okay, so this is the lab that we are working on today. Okay, with regards to starting DevOps. Okay, so going forward, every class we're doing practical stuff. And so this lesson, yeah, is actually introduction to DevOps. So we're going to be doing our first DevOps exercise, and when you're working on anything DevOps, you have to set up your workstation. Okay, so I've opened my VS Code. Oh, you saw what I was trying to show you the other time, my deployment. I have to close it. I have to close it and focus on, yeah. So I have to close it and okay. So if you have opened your VS Code, I'm going to close my terminal. Okay, first thing. So if you're looking at my screen, I believe, let me see if you're not seeing my screen. Okay, so I believe that you're seeing my screen. Okay, so if you open VS Code, your VS Code is like this. Click on File. Okay, click on Open File. Okay, so what am I saying? No, not this. I'm not just. Okay, so click on File, or click this File Explorer. Click on File. Click on Open Folder. Okay, Open Folder. Look at this button you're seeing here, New Folder. Okay, so I want to create a new folder for whatever I'm working on. You can put intro to DevOps. Okay, so we're creating a new folder for the particular work that we are working on. Okay, so I've called it Introduction to DevOps. If I click Create, okay, I'm going to click Open, and you can see that it has opened a totally new different folder for me. okay, for the particular task that we are working on. Okay, so we're using VS Code. So please, I think that you all have VS Code. Open VS Code like this. We have opened an entirely new folder for what we are doing. Okay, so that we'll have a clean a clean interface. Okay, so if you click on this the folder you just created, click it back, it can close. You have a neat space. Okay, open your terminal, click on terminal like this. Okay, terminal opens like this. Now it might have a different color in your own. Me, I changed my color to this color. Okay, it might be white in your own, it might be black in your own. Okay, so whichever color is still the same thing. To create a folder, you click on file, click on open folder, click new folder, then you give it a name and open it. That was how we got here. Okay, how did I open my terminal? I click on terminal, I click on new terminal. If you don't see terminal here, just click on view. In view, there's always a terminal button. Okay, if I click on this one now, you can see that it will open another terminal. It will pop up a new terminal for me. Okay, so yeah, I've shown you how to open so I've shown you how to open your terminal. Okay, so now let's focus on the instructions here. Okay, so I believe that I'm still sharing my screen because I can still see share here. So if you're using a Linux, I think one of our friends here is using Linux. Okay, if you're using Windows, click on Windows. The command for Windows will show. If you're using Mac, click on Mac. The command for Mac will show. And the first thing they've asked us to do is to update our package index. Okay, so package index is what this command do. apt update and apt upgrade. Okay, what does that do? It means that everything that was there, please make it new for us. Okay, every old thing that is there, please change it to the latest one. If that cup is dirty, please go and rinse it for me before you give me water. Okay, that soup is not fresh. Please give me fresh egusi soup. Oh, I don't like eating old jollof rice. Cook new jollof rice. So you're just asking that command to refresh. Okay, refresh and change everything there for you. Okay, so you're just asking for. I think I need to plug my router back. Just give me a minute. I'll be back. Okay, so we don't want to get we don't want to get root shocks in between the class. Okay, so the first command that we saw there is to update our package index and everything that we're supposed to do. It has told us. Okay, so if you click on test command, the commands are actually accurate. That's why they could run. Okay, so whichever operating system that you're using, so I'm using a Mac. I'm going to copy my own. Okay, you're looking at my screen. I'm going to put here. This is the one for Mac. So boom. Okay, this might take some time, but I'm just updating everything to the latest version as instructed in the sheet. Okay, this might take some time though, so let's wait for it. But I think that most people here are using Windows. So what you have here is you're using Winget. Okay, so if you're using Windows, you're using Winget. Okay, so you just type Winget upgrade all -- all. It will update everything there for you. Okay, so now just in case you don't have Winget yet, okay, so that means that we have a lot of work to do. Okay, so if you're using Windows excuse me, if you're using Windows, so I think that I might have skipped a step. How to install Winget for those of you that are using Mac. Winget. Okay, so just type how to use Winget, how to install Winget. Just go to your browser. You're watching this video because you're learning. So I'm opening Microsoft official documentation on how to install Winget. Okay, so if you don't have Winget on your computer, please open the Microsoft official documentation. If you're using a Windows, I'm going to put it in the meeting chat. Okay, I'm going to drop it in the meeting chat. I'm so sorry, Rejoice. I'm so sorry, my network. But don't worry, next week I won't break like this. Okay, there's no light. That's why this is happening. From next week, it will not break. Okay, so the first command I just sent you was to apt upgrade. Okay, so it updates the package index. Okay, I explained to you what it does. It updates the package index. So apt updates or you're using Windows, Winget upgrade. Yeah. So the reason I came to this page was in case you don't have Winget yet. Okay. So there is, yeah. So just copy this and it will install it for you. Okay. So this is the page. I think I've added this to the chat already. I've added it to the chat. I think I just did. Yeah. Okay. So I've added it to the chat. If you need, if you are on Windows, you want to get Winget, please. I think I need to close WhatsApp. It's popping up and distracting the class. Okay. Okay. I just wish NEPA brings the light. This network will be better. Okay. So please bear with me. My solar box is crazy. The thing is faulty. So I might need to buy a new one before Friday, or different type before Friday, so that classes, even my own work, this, I don't know how this will affect my work. I once worked with a crazy South African. 2 days I was having issues. Let me not talk about those kind of stories, but yeah, having steady light when you're working remotely is very, very, very important. Okay, so let's continue. Yeah, we were doing the labs. Okay, so I told you the first thing you will do. So if you're using Mac or Windows, you do not need to install anything because, yeah, I think, yeah. So if you're here using Mac, I do not definitely need to install anything, because if you have installed, yeah, if you have installed the manager, the package manager for Mac, it will automatically just upgrade, which is what I was trying to do. Okay, so you see, I try to do brew. Yeah, if you have installed homebrew is already there. Okay, so if you're using a Mac, you need to install homebrew. If you're using a Windows, please install Winget. If you're using yeah, if you're using Ubuntu, make sure, yeah, just do apt update and everything will be fine. Okay, so the first things we installed was the package manager to make everything clean. Okay, I did the same, and you can see my screen. It updated everything for me. Okay, so because I use a Mac, mine was brew update and brew upgrade. Boom, it did mine for me. Okay, if you're using a Windows, please copy your own. It will do. What it does is it makes everywhere new. Everything that is there. Okay, every application that you need to work with, it will update it. That you understand that. Yeah. So yeah, so we've worked on this. Okay, we've worked on this. Yeah, so we're looking at installing Git. Okay, now for most of you, I've done Git class. Okay, except I think the April class I've not done Git. Okay, so what this company next sets of command will do, they will install Git. Okay, so yeah, so go to your respective operating system, click on it. Since I'm using Mac, I clicked on Mac. So yeah, so I'm going to focus on the commands here. Okay, so for my own, the first thing it's asking me to do is to install curl. Okay, so we're installing curl, Git, and Docker. Okay, so install curl. I'm just going to copy. Yeah, if I do this, brew install Git, just like that. Okay, I'm just going to, yeah, I think this is installing Git. Are you looking at my screen? Oh, you're looking at my screen. Okay, I think mine is still updating. Mine has not done. I should not have done it since I already, but I just wanted you to see. Okay, so yours might take this long, but I just wanted you to see. That's why I wanted you to be confident of what each of the command does. That's why I ran my own. Okay, so that you see for that. I'm going to wait for it, no matter how long it takes us. We're going to finish it because I want you to finish. I want you to do the lab from your own end. Okay. So while I'm waiting for mine to load and finish, if you have anything that it's bothering you, okay. So, man, this connection thing, okay. Okay, guys. So while I'm waiting for mine to finish loading, you can see that mine is still trying to install the update and upgrade. Okay, so yeah. So while I'm waiting for mine to finish, if you have any issues with yours, okay, so it's normal. Okay, Bernice, that thing is normal. You see my own. My own is even still doing. Yes, it's updating the softwares to the latest one. So when someone asks you what does uh, updating the package index mean, okay, so what you are doing is you are updating your package index. Okay, when you run apt update or apt upgrade or winget upgrade or brew update, you're just updating your package index. Okay, it means that you're making everything in your computer brand new. All the dependencies, you're getting the latest version. Okay, that's what it means. Berenice, I've answered your question. It's turning everything there clean and brand new to the latest version. Okay, so yeah, still looking at my screen. Holy moly. Okay, so I think we have a long way to go. I'm gonna stop this because oh my god, I don't know. Okay, maybe I'll just wait for it. But I'm seeing 19 MB 30 and it's KB. So yours might be faster than mine. So yeah, the way my own works might be different from the way yours works. Um, so yours might have already updated. Okay, so let's while I wait for that to finish, let's take a look at the next set of. Okay, so remember that we are doing cloud and DevOps foundation. Okay, so yeah, so if once you get your hands on the material, we are in lesson number 1. Okay, holy moly. Okay, this is something. Wait, this one is not supposed to be here. Okay, so I told you there was one error. I'm going to remove that. That thing is not supposed to be in that place. Yeah, so that thing you just saw was supposed to be what is cloud computing. Okay, so this is what we are working on right now, and there is an attached cloud lab. Okay, so you are going to do this lab that we are doing, and you are going to submit your your link. Okay, so you're going to submit your link because when you finish, you're going to push it to GitHub, and if you write an article, yes, you submit your article, but your what I want is the repo. Okay, so what I want is your repo, and your repo is going to have a nice readme. Okay, so I'm going to attach a note. I'm going to attach a note on how to write your readme. So your responsibility is you're going to read that note. Okay, you're going to read that note, guys. Okay, these are important things. First steps. Okay, trust me. If you just follow, yeah, for the April intake, you're going to meet Ola from tomorrow. Okay, you're going to meet Ola from tomorrow. Now, what I did with Ola, I just asked Ola to trust me. Okay, Ola, please trust me. Do everything that I say you should do. Okay, and Ola did everything. Even as we speak right now, okay, Ola he got a job that pays him 2 million naira per month with extras, with a car and everything. I told him, okay, Ola, I know that you want to work. I asked him, do you want to take $5,000? Okay, I know how much I know that you probably be happy now. You probably are happy with what you are getting now because before then it was only my salary from skill to school that I was getting. I asked him, do you want to take $5,000 and above, or would you want to travel abroad? He says yes. Okay, the same way you continued with me, the same way you listened to me before you got that job, are you willing to? He said yes, coach. No, so even right now as we speak, he's doing his next level. He's listening to me. Everything I say he should do, he's doing, and on his next level. Now, what I'm trying to say to you, okay, I think my screen stopped sharing. That's why I need to. I think. Okay, you're seeing my screen. So yeah, so what I was trying to say is that the same way Ola listened to me and followed me blindly, okay, and I'm asking you, I'm begging you to follow me, okay, I'm begging you to follow me and listen to me. Just do all I say you should do, okay, and I'm sure that in 6 months, okay, if you're in Europe, you'll get a job that pays you up to $6,000, okay, if you're in Africa, you get a job that pays you up to from 1,500 to 2,000. Just follow, just weekly. It's a weekly victory, okay. If you have a problem, oh, tell me, don't close it. I say, coach, I have not. This is the challenge I'm having. This is the problem I'm having. I have not. Just follow me blindly, the way Ola followed me in his first stage, and he still following me blindly in his second stage. Now, just follow me blindly for your own, and I believe that you will get what you're looking for. Okay. So for this week, we're working on this lab. Okay. So we are slow because I'm going to close this because it's delaying, and my internet is not very great. I'm just going to, because I have the things already, it's just trying to upgrade. Okay, so I've closed it. I'm going to open my terminal. Yeah, because we don't want to waste too much time. Okay, so we've already spent 1 hour. Our classes are just supposed to be 1 hour 30 minutes, so we spent almost 1 hour. Okay, so okay, it's still doing its thing in the background, but I've opened a new terminal. We're just gonna paste the next set of commands. Okay, so the next thing we're installing is Git, Docker, and we're gonna verify. Yeah, so I'm gonna copy. I'm just gonna copy. I'm going to. Okay, so there is one other thing. I think I had space issues within the week, and I had to remove. Yeah, so hold on, hold on. There's one other thing that you need to install. Okay, so Docker Desktop. Okay, so you need to install Docker Desktop. You need to download Docker Desktop. So please, I still have to go and download it. If not, okay. So you can see that I'm already, yeah, okay. So I already have Git installed. That's why it told me already installed. Okay, so I have Git installed. So the next set of commands is what you're seeing on the screen. Okay, I already have Git installed. I already have Docker installed. That's why it just says Docker dash version. Okay, so but for you, just follow the commands. It will install them for you, and yeah, and that'll be it. Okay, so one more thing that you need to install on your computer. You're looking at my, let me see how many percent. Okay, 12%. Once it's 8%, I'll need to plug it again. Oh boy, I've never been this calculative about my batteries. Okay, so type Docker Desktop on your computer. Okay, Docker Desktop. Okay, look at it. Docker Desktop. Okay, so Docker Desktop. You're looking at my screen. So choose the operating system for your screen. Okay, so this install. Yeah, so choose your operating system. If you're using a Mac, you're using a Windows, Linux. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the chat and let someone help me distribute it to the WhatsApp groups. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the chat. Someone's hand is up. Yeah, someone's hand is up. Yeah, Coach Everton. Yeah, yes, it's updating because we did APT update. If you're using a Linux, we did Winget update or upgrade. Yeah, I did for mine, but I had to cancel mine because of time. Okay, so I had to cancel mine because of time. Because we need to complete the class. Okay, so the next thing you're going to install is Docker Desktop. Now you're going to use those things for the rest of the cohort. Okay, for the rest of the cohort, we're going to use those things every time. So you need to install them on your computer. Now, if I wait till the end of the cohort before I start teaching you this part, maybe it's going to be 1.5 months. You start shaking. Okay, so it's good that we are doing it from the beginning. Okay, so you have enough chance to fail, to come back and master it. Okay, so I uninstalled my own because I had space issues. I do a lot of development stuff and I needed some space. I had to uninstall my own, but because of this class, I have to go and download it again. So we are all downloading Docker Desktop together. Again, I'm downloading, so you are downloading. Hopefully, my computer will do it fast. My internet will let me do it fast. Holy moly, this is 590 MB. Okay, so I think we have time. So one of the issues that we had last week from the April intake was because the commands there were only for the commands that were available were only for Linux. Okay, so today we have commands for Linux and Windows. So we all can have fun with the exercise. Hopefully this downloads before I start needing them. I'm going to close this page to, yeah, since it's downloading, I'm just going to close that page to give us enough. Yeah, just give me a minute. Okay, so for those of you that don't have Winget, I already close this. Okay, so we're working on this. I've done this. Okay, so yeah, the next thing we're going to talk about is Git. Okay, because we have installed Git on our computer with the commands. Okay, so mine is still, I'm going to wait. I have to wait for this. I can't cancel it. Okay, so it's trying to download Docker Desktop. I have to wait for this. Okay, so yeah, I have to wait no matter how long. So this has to finish before I talk about the next item. Okay, so remember I told you that you need Docker Desktop for this. Okay, so if anyone has any issues, if your download is having issues, whatever, this is supposed to be a practical class. Okay, as I'm doing, you are doing. Even if you can't finish your own, you need to start so that at the end of the class you finish. Okay, so it's supposed to be a joint practical class. If you're having any issues, please speak up. So now remember that what we did today so far, okay, I introduced to you what is DevOps. I explained what is DevOps, okay, and I also introduced to you, if you go for an interview, the four things that you might be tested against, okay, the four important questions that you're going to be asked, okay, during a DevOps interview. I think, okay, I think the recording, okay, I think the recording stopped after 1 hour. Oh, this is strange. Okay, so yeah, so what we are doing right now is to set up our workstation, and we are not just setting up our workstation. When we finish, we are going to create a little application, and we're going to do some little DevOps stuff on it. Okay, so yeah, everyone is supposed to do. Okay, so if you finish installing Git, the next thing you're supposed to do is to configure Git. Okay, so just in case you're a little bit confused, we use CLI commands to download. Okay, but you can also do your Git download manually. Okay, so Git bash. Okay, so you can download Git manually. I'm sure that most of you have Git already on your computer. So this is another way to get it, especially for those of you that are using Windows. You can go to this website. Okay, depending on your operating system, download Git from here. Okay, yeah, download Git from here, and after that, the next thing to do is to configure it. Now, please don't look at what I'm teaching you today as troublesome, okay? Because in some interviews, they will ask you to set up your in some interviews they will ask you to set up your entire system. Okay, you're going to work with Git, but they will ask you to set it up. Okay, so it's either you are downloading it, so you should know that Git, anytime you don't have it on the system, okay, Git, you search Git, you can download it. But after downloading it, the most important thing is to configure it. Okay, you need to configure it. If not, you cannot use it. I think I've talked about this in the April class. Okay, so there are two most important commands to use for it. We have a lot of things on Git. Okay, we have a lot of cloud labs on Git. I think about 5 or 6 of them. So we're going to be doing a lot of Git branching strategies and all that. But for now, you need to know how to configure Git. Okay, so Git config. Okay, that word Git. Now listen, there's the space you are saying in between is one space. Okay, Git one space. Okay, one space, I think your tab space, Git one space, config one space, dash global. Okay, dash global, because you want it to be used everywhere. Okay, that's why you're putting that global. So Git config dash global user.name. Okay, exactly as it is here. Git config dash global user.name. Then the next thing is to add your name. Okay, like me, yeah, later that I'm going to be running this command is the same thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do git config dash global user.name one space, and you're going to see Raphael as the name that I'm using. Okay, what about this one? It's still the same thing. Git config dash global, okay, one space user.email. Okay, so now this one is extremely important because this is how Git will be able to locate your repo. Okay, so if you put wrong email that is not related to your GitHub repo, boom, you're going to have a boom experience. Okay, so the first one might not necessarily be accurate. Okay, but I always make it accurate. I use the username I use in my GitHub. Okay, so the first one might not necessarily be accurate, might not be your username in your GitHub, but the second one, the email, must be accurate, because that's how Git is going to know, oh, this thing is going to this repo. So this must be the email you use in your GitHub repo. Okay, so git config dash global user.email one space, then the email of your. Okay, so let me check my VS Code now if everything is okay. Okay, so what is actually doing? Okay, so what is actually doing? apart from the one I'm already downloading, is downloading Docker Desktop for me. So you can see that you take a look at the command. Okay, so even if you don't even download Docker Desktop using the normal command, okay, so even if you don't even do this, you can see that even if you don't download it from the link that I sent to you, okay, you see that thing is downloading it on my behalf. So I think I don't need to download this anymore. Yeah, I'm going to stop this because the commands that we ran on terminal is already downloading Docker Desktop on my behalf. Okay, so I don't, yeah, I want everything to be faster, and yeah, so I'm going to wait for it. Okay, so I have to wait for this one. You have to wait for this command to be finished, which is let me show you again so that no one is confused. Okay, so what we are actually waiting for is this. Okay, so this downloads Git, it downloads call, it downloads Docker Desktop for you. Okay, so the commands that you need for this exercise, the things that you need for this exercise is what we're actually trying to work on right now. Okay, so when we finish, we'll configure Git. Okay, so let's hold on and wait for it to be done. Okay, so now I have half of it already downloaded. I need to be patient for it to be complete. Now, while I wait, I see that some people have their hands raised. Okay, some people are now for those of you that are in those of you that are in April intake, you have an exam tomorrow. Please let no one miss the exam. The numbers have reduced. Some people have left the meeting. I don't know why. Yeah, so if your hand is raised up, I think my hand is raised up. Yes, throw your question at us so that we can answer the question. Your hand is raised up. Okay, your man's hand is down. Hand is no longer raised up. So, yeah. Okay, so we're waiting for this to be done. I have to wait patiently for it to be finished before I proceed. Okay. For those of you that are not in Nigeria, okay, let me tell you, it's very difficult living in Nigeria. Okay, in Nigeria, you have to be your own government. You need to provide your own light. You need to, yeah. So it's been a very long time I experienced this this thing that is happening to me now because my solar power is having issues. It's terrible. Yeah, so if the internet is slow, if I was using my Starlink, it would have been fine. Yeah. Someone called my name. Okay.
Yes, sir. For intro to DevOps. Now, how do we arrive at the command line interface where we're running those commands?
What do you mean? I'm doing everything practical. Just follow what I'm doing. You just you look at my VS code. I'm copying everything one by one, and I'm running everything one by one. I've been running everything. I've been running everything one by one since we started. Yeah, just do the same, man, and you'll be fine. Open your terminal and paste the commands one by one. You have the cloud, you have the lab sheet. Okay, so we are following this lab sheet. Yeah, we are following this lab sheet, and we're using this lab sheet to run everything. Yeah, so follow the lab sheet. The one that might be a little bit confusing for you will be this, but you can see that even with this, I've added all the steps. Okay, so I think that maybe while I'm waiting for that command to finish, I should explain this. For the people that are having noise in the background, please mute your mic. Mute your mic, please. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at this one while we wait for that to finish. Okay, so assuming that you do not have a GitHub account. Okay, what this says is that number one, go to github.com. Okay, I'm gonna open my incognito window. Okay, so you're looking at my incognito window. So it says go to github.com. This is how to open a GitHub account. Please, if you're in this meeting, this is how to open a GitHub account. You are required to own a GitHub account. Some of you already own a GitHub account. That's fine. Okay, but if you don't have, this is how to do it. Okay, and these steps here, hold on, where is that nasty cloud lab? Sorry for using that word nasty. Yeah, so these steps here are just to help you create a GitHub account. Okay, so first thing, go to that. When you finish, Yeah, when you finish, click on new repo and blah blah blah. DevOps, you can call it DevOps Lab. Okay, make it public, create new repo. Okay, so I'm going to sign into my GitHub so that you will follow the other steps. Okay, so when you follow, if it's new, please come here. It's in the lab as well. Everything is there in the lab. I've given, click sign up. Okay, fill in all the details and you'll be able to log in like this. Okay, so if you are logged in, if you are logged in, it says that click the plus icon. Where is the plus icon? This one. Okay, so if you click this plus icon, look at, click this plus icon, click on new repository, new repository. Okay, so we have created, yeah, so it brings you like this, and the instruction says you should call it DevOps Lab. Okay, now you can decide to call it any name you want. This is just an example. Okay, call it DevOps Lab. Okay, so you see the name is available. The next thing you were asked to do is that you should leave it public. Do not write a README. Okay, we'll push our own code, then click create repository and blah blah blah. Okay, so yeah, let's just follow through. Yeah, leave everything the way it is. We're gonna add README later on and all that. Okay, click create repository. Okay, so we have our repo. So you have actually created a repo already. Okay, so if you ask for the link of the repo, this is it. Okay, so yeah, fine. This is good. Okay, this is good. Okay, so now if you want to clone this directly on your VS Code, you just follow all these steps. It would clone, but we are following a lab. Okay, so you see that I've actually done the whole of this. Number 4 is number 4 that I've actually just explained to you now. Okay, so the lab is actually not difficult to follow. Now let me see if this is done. Okay, so this is like, okay, so we're almost done. Let's wait for it. It's installing the Docker desktop. Okay, so just follow the same commands. You will install all the things you need to install. Okay, follow the commands that are on the lab sheet. Okay, don't go and create another government. You can see that it's completing. Okay, it's asking me for my computer password. If it asks you password, it's just the password you use for your computer. Okay. Okay, it's doing its own thing. Boom. It says error though, but there is already a binary set. Blah blah blah. It's fine. Yeah, we have. Okay, so I'm not going to clear this. I'm going to leave it for you to see. My own experiences are different from yours. But if you look at, let's try to look for Docker desktop. Okay, so I don't know why it's not here. It's supposed to be here. Holy moly. Okay, so it's supposed to be here. Okay, so if you still don't see it and you have fast internet, please, by all means, go and download using, yeah, by all means, go and download using the link that I shared earlier on. Okay, so that command was supposed to download Docker desktop. I couldn't find it. Maybe it needs me to restart my computer first before it shows. But yeah, so after you have finished all that, the next most logical thing to do, you must configure your Git. Okay, so I'm going to put it here like this. You're looking at my screen. Yeah, so git config global. You look at what I'm doing also, you know, oh coach, I don't understand. Yes, because you did not follow through. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to write my name. Okay, so you can see with this, I've already configured my Git. Okay, so now the next thing is asking, according to the lab sheet, is to configure your email. Okay, so I'm gonna put my email. You're looking at that command. Okay, so my email, it's rdgapmomo@gmail.com. Okay, if we hit it like this, boom, we have configured our email and our username. Okay, that was not too difficult. Okay, that was not too difficult. Okay, so yeah, the next thing we're going to do to confirm, if you use a different email from what you're used to, if you do git config list, you will see everything that you just configured. Okay, Boom. Okay. So you can see that the username I added was Raphael. The email I added was, you can see the email there. Okay. So this proves that I've configured what I needed to configure and I have done it well. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, let's just continue with the class normally. So I've explained this to you. I've explained number 4 to you. Okay. So you know how to do number 4. Just click complete, completed. Okay. So you can see that, yeah, I've completed it before. That's why I showed that. I'm going to click next. Okay, so the next set of things that we're going to do, we're going to create a simple application, okay, and we're going to containerize it. I'm going to explain that quickly. We might spend more than the time though for this class, but I think that the time will be worth it. Okay, so now the instruction is asking us to create a directory and cd into it. Now the labs are so self-explanatory. Okay, the labs are so self-explanatory. So it gives you a summary instruction. It says you create a folder. Okay, make a tiny Node.js app, a minimal Node.js app. Okay, and save it into Git history and link it to GitHub. That's what we are trying to do. Okay, why do we need it? Every journey starts with a single line of code. So we are creating a minimal Node.js app and we're going to do blah 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 to it. Okay, so pillar connection is well architected framework because you're supposed to version control everything that you're working on. That's why we're doing what we are doing. Okay, so we're just going to follow all this. Okay, the first line here is we're creating a directory. You see that I've explained everything. I've made it so simple. Okay, so you can never get it wrong if you follow. You need to read, guys, read. Okay, so you can't get it wrong if you actually follow. I mean, if your heart is open. If your heart is open and you're willing. So the first thing, it creates a directory, and I've explained everything that you're seeing so you're not confused. Okay, so now let me just run this. Okay, we're going to create a directory, call it DevOps lab, and we're going to cd into it. Don't worry, maybe when we get into Linux class you're going to understand this better. Yeah, I'm going to put this here. You're looking at my screen. Boom. Okay, so we've created the directory, and you see we cd into it. That's how we have DevOps lab. Yeah, looking at my prompt, is showing DevOps-lab because we create the directory is called DevOps-lab and we have cd'd into it. Okay, cd means you enter into something, okay, that you created. So we've done this. Okay, so now the next thing we are doing, we are creating a minimal Node.js app and we want it to show on on the console. Now I think from 2 weeks time I created a free small, after I've taught you how to create your own application, I've created a completely free Node.js course, beginner course, okay, that is easy to follow. So that, because if you're going to create your application, you're going to meet a lot of Node.js command, okay, like, yeah, you're going to meet. So I've created something that you are going to get for free. You're not even paying $1 for it, okay. Just request for voucher code and you'll be able to enter. Okay, so you're going to see that later on. But yeah, so what this command does is it creates a Node.js minimal app, okay, and you can show it on the screen. Okay, we're using the append command to append whatever to the app.js file. Okay, I'm going to click on this. Just follow, okay, follow and you'll be fine. Okay, so, and even at this, all the commands are explained. Okay, so we've done, you see, I explained it here. Okay, I say an alternative way is, you see, I explain everything. Let's create an so let's create an app.js file, then use this greater than symbol to redirect echo into the file. Very simple. I've explained what that command does. In case you're confused, just read the notes. Okay, alternative way, just open your text editor, create a file called app.js. Okay, so let me do that so that just in case you're confused about that command. Okay, this is our text editor, right? Okay, create a file called I don't want to create it twice though, because if I do this, it has already created. But I don't. Oh, let me do something else. Okay, I'm gonna call it app.js2. App.js2. Okay, so I'm just showing you. No, app2.js. Okay, app2. Okay, so yeah, so this was how this is another way to do it. Okay, so I've created. I just came here, added the name. Okay, then add content. That's what this command does. Okay, this command that you are saying. So okay, so hold on. I'm explaining this. Then type console.log blah blah blah. Okay, so hold on. Okay. Okay, so remove this echo. Boom. Okay. This is simply what that command does. Okay, you're looking at my screen. Okay. We created a file app2.js and we just type this. That's simply what this command that you are seeing. Okay, that's just what that command does. Okay, so look at, we created a file app2.js and just type console.log hello blah blah blah. Yeah, so I hope that you understand. I'm going to delete this because I don't want it to mess up my work. Yeah, so I'm going to delete this. I just showed you that as an example. Okay, so I showed you that as an example. Who's calling me? Wrong timing. Wrong timing. Hello, I'm in class. Wrong timing to call me, sir. I'm in class. Yes. No problem. No problem. All right. So I just explained this, okay? This is not too complicated. We created a file called app.js using the normal method, okay? Another way of doing it is touch one space app.js. It will create the file for you. Then we just appended console.log hello and yeah, DevOps, okay? The echo command will display something on terminal. So I hope this is not difficult because you look at it, oh coach, my chest, my heart is bleeding. I've just explained this, okay? So watch the video again. I'll read the commands and you'll be fine, okay? So we've done that. The next thing we're going to do is git git init, okay? So we want to initialize, blah, blah, blah. We're just following the exercise, okay? So we want to initialize the directory. Okay, so we have initialized it. It's not empty. Okay, so we are following it as Nigerians used to say, as it hot. Okay, so the next thing is we want to list and create or manage branches. Okay, so we'll just follow the command. Okay, so please, no matter what, you must submit today's assignment. This is the assignment. Even if I don't finish, okay, let's see my battery, 5%. I think it's time to visit okay, so let me plug my battery in for a while. The router has had its fair share. Okay, so the router has had its fair share. My laptop battery is plugged in now. Okay, so I'm going to run this. So we're creating a branch for this. Don't worry, we have class that would make you understand this. Okay, so I'm just following the exercise. Okay, so we have followed up to here. Here we want to stage the commit and we stage it and commit it. Okay, so I also explained, I've also explained all the things that you need to know for that part. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm owing something to the April cohort. I'm owing you a Git class. Okay, so I think I'm gonna hold it this week. If you still don't understand what staging commit is, I'm gonna hold a class for you on Thursday. And for those that are in April, January cohort, you can attend as well, so that I explain it so that you're not confused with some of these terminologies. I'm gonna hold that on this coming Thursday by 8:30 p.m. West African time. Okay, but this assignment is compulsory because going forward, everyone must do. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do git remote add origin URL. Okay, so this URL, we're just going to copy the URL of the repo that you created. Look at it. Let me do something. If I'm here, let me leave this page. Yeah, someone.
Sorry, Coach.
Yes.
So, where are we submitting the assignments? Which link? Because I noticed we are still trying to set up the link for us to use to submit the assignment.
No. You submit. You're looking at my screen. You submit it here. The topic today is what is DevOps. The lab is what we are trying to do. This blue button was what brought you the lab. Okay, so when you finish, you submit it here. Okay, although I attached $1. I told you the $1 is not for me to use to eat. Okay, I'm gonna pay my hosting provider. I'm gonna pay. So the $1 you are paying is because I want to get you an official email, something at skill-school.com. So that if you need to do anything Microsoft and they're asking you for an official email, blah blah blah, use it for it. So Pay $1 and you will get access to the course. Okay. Before 6, you go check. Right now it's 100 because I was trying to do something, but before 6, I would have changed it back to. I will change it today and tomorrow. It will be $1 just for you guys, so that you can register for the course and you can always submit your assignment. Okay. So this is where you submit. So the thing is, the classes are self-explanatory. Okay. The classes, and I believe that if you follow me blindly like Ola did. Okay, see, me and Ola, we have an agreement now. Okay, his net salary is between 4 million and 5 million naira, and I'm still going to tell you because even if class ends, you're going to be in my community. I'm going to tell you. I told Ola this, and he got. Yeah, I'm still going to tell you because everything I told him to do, he's already doing. So for this, I'm begging you, just follow me blindly. And the blindly I'm saying is, just do your assignment. Okay, do your assignment. Do it according to the specification in the lab. Okay, whatever, like this one now that I feel that you'll get complicated. You see, I explained it, and I went back to terminal, and I showed you an alternative way of doing it. So if you are confused, just ask questions. Ask. Okay. Yeah. I believe that. Yeah, even the Bible says, ask and it shall be given to you. Okay. So if you're confused, ask and it will be sorted. Okay. So the next thing we're doing now, we want to push that little thing that we did to GitHub. Guys, whether you like it or not, that small thing that we did, we have created an app. Okay, we created a minimal app. Okay, we created a minimal Node.js app, a small minimal Node.js app. We have initialized it, we have staged it, we have committed it. Okay, to GitHub. Okay, so in order to push it to GitHub, you must have created a repo. Okay, you must have created a repo. We created a repo here. Okay, we created a repo here. Now, so you're going to add git remote add origin URL. Just in case that you are not on this page, you're on the normal repo page. Just give me a minute. So your repositories will be like this. Yeah, so your repositories will be like this. Let's see. Okay, so I've not added anything here. That's why this one is looking so funky and plain like this. Okay, normally your repositories are going to be yeah, hold on, let me show you how you'll get it under your code. If you've added anything, let me use this as an example since this is an open source project. Hold on. Okay, so normally your repositories will come under this green button. If you click on this button like this, under this HTTPS, you can copy your repo link here. Okay, so if yours does not show the way it's showing currently, you're looking for the repo link, just just click on the repo name, this green button, click on it, under HTTPS, just boom, yeah, that's your repo link. Okay, git remote add origin URL. The URL is this URL. Okay, git remote add origin URL. Copy that URL and you can clone it. Okay, so git. Oh, sorry, I'm about to add the wrong URL. Okay, so let's go back. So let's go back and copy the appropriate URL for the exercise. Okay, so I created a repo and I called it a DevOps Lab. Okay, so the URL must be from DevOps Lab. Okay, so since it's plain and it's like this, it will always be here. Look at how it is here. Okay, HTTPS. I'm just going to copy this. Okay. Now the command says git remote add origin. Git one space remote one space add one space origin one space URL. Boom, we are correct. Git remote add origin URL. Now let me go and just in case you say, oh coach, look at it again. Git remote add origin URL. Now just in case you want to follow it directly like this, yeah, you can just add your username. It will be accurate. Okay. Yeah, if you use this DevOps Lab this thing, but if you want to do it the other way, git remote add origin, copy the URL, boom, you'll be fine. Hope that you understand. Hope that you are fine. Hope that you're not confused. But like I said earlier on, just follow. You'll be fine. Follow, and in 4 months time, in 4 months, listen. Okay. If you start doing all the exercises, okay, every week, in 4 months time, you yourself, you will feel that something is happening to you. I swear, you will feel, you will know that you're not the same way you are. You will know that, shit, I think I know something. You know, I think I'm you will feel it. You will feel it. Okay? So, boom. Okay, so we've added the remote origin URL. Yeah, this nasty thing again has appeared. Don't worry, but next week, within the week, I'll try to understand how to use. Someone is requesting admission. Okay, I'll try to understand how to use it so that, yeah. Okay, so let's go back to I think we have done we have done this now. Okay, I've done this. So we're just going to confirm the yeah, git remote dash v. Okay, it manages remote repository connection. Yeah, we want to see. Okay, I'm just going to do git remote dash v. Hit enter. So you can see that if it shows you that your push, your fetch that means that means everything that you are doing will push to that repo. Okay, that means you don't have any issues at all. Okay, so it must be like this. Okay, after you do git remote add origin URL. Okay, so when you do a push, it will go to that repo. When you do a fetch, it will be from that repo. Okay, so I hope that you are cool. I hope that you are okay. I hope that you're not confused. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do, whether you like it or not, we've just built a minimal Node.js app. We did all the source, we did all the source control thing to it, just that we've not pushed it. Okay, so that same application, we are going to containerize it. Okay, we're going to containerize it. Okay, so I think that, please don't get confused. Okay, it's usually not like this. For you starting, it's usually supposed to be simpler. I think before you do it, I'll rewrite this so that it's simpler for you to understand. Okay, a Docker file usually starts with from. Okay, from is the parent. Don't worry, in another session I will explain this. Okay, so I think I will explain it the day that we will do the Git class. Okay, so but before evening I'll try to make this a little bit simpler, because I know that for someone that has never done before, you look at this, you'll be confused. Okay, but yeah, so I've also explained, I've given explanation. So I'm gonna explain this. I'm gonna rewrite this. Okay, I'm gonna rewrite this so that you're not confused as a starter. Okay, because I've added there are things here that will be confusing for a starter. Don't worry, I'm gonna fix this. Yeah. So, but an alternative way to do it is to create Docker file and paste copy, CMD, and save it. Before you do the assignment, this will have changed. Okay, I'll change this before you do the assignment so that it looks a little bit less complicated for you. But however, the explanations are here. And because of time, because we've spent more than 1 hour 30 minutes, and it's in our policy to only spend 1 hour 30 minutes for class, I'm just going to go ahead. Okay, I'm going to copy the command and create the Docker file so that, yeah. Okay, but this is not the standard way to create Docker file for a new beginner. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so please pardon me for that. So you can see we've created a Docker file, and you can see here, this is how. So this is what I meant by I would rewrite it so that you understand it. So this is how a Docker file is supposed to look like. Okay, it starts with from. Okay, when you say from, they're asking the parents. Okay, the parent is, listen, okay, I usually use this example. Now, all of us that are in this meeting, okay, all of us that Emmanuel, I'll answer your question, just hold on. All of us that are in this meeting, okay, so your dad, even, let me use myself, so I will not say coach is insulting us, okay, so all of us that are in this meeting, okay, still asking me to install Docker, it's asking me to install Docker desktop. Okay, so I think the exercise will not be complete until I install Docker desktop. So yeah, so I'm going to do this and I'm going to leave it. I'm going to explain. I'm going to ask you to go back and complete this exercise. You can see my that thing that I was trying to download the other time I'm still being brought back to it. It's still asking me. The prompt asking me to go and download Docker desktop because we've got into, so you still need to download Docker desktop. Okay, but I'm trying to explain this command that you are seeing. Okay, so now I did not fall from the sky. Okay, my dad and my mom, they were in love. My dad did something to my mom and my mom got pregnant. Okay, now every software you see in the world, okay, the same way we humans, we don't fall from the sky. Okay, daddy does something to mommy before a baby comes. That's how software are. Every software must have a parent. So when you're looking at a Docker file, the first word you see on the left hand side, guys, must be a from. Okay, I will start preaching. I told you I want to start preaching these things right from day one so that no one here, see, just stay with me, follow, and in 4 months time you'll be fine. Okay, a Docker file, the first line will always be the parent. Okay, just like you, before you came to be, when they were writing your history, when they were writing my history, the first thing was my parent. Okay, without parent, there's no me. Okay, without a parent image, there is no Docker file. Okay, so that's why you see this from. This from is talking about the parent. Now, this particular Docker file that we're working on was from, the parent we used was from Node 18 Alpine. Okay, that's why you see this here. Okay, Node 18 Alpine. Okay, that's the parent. What is the next line saying? Okay, copy everything into app.js file. Remember that we have created app.js. So copy everything into app.js file. You see, there's a space and there's a dot. That dot means the everything in the app.js directory. So you must put this dot. If not, you're going to be a mistake. App.js one space dot, but the copy means copy everything into the app.js directory. That's what it means. Okay, now what does this CMD means? The CMD means, okay, when the app is running, when you start the app, what do we want to run first? We want to run Node and app.js. Those are the first things. Whenever you start the app, just like when you start your TV, okay? So if you use a Sony TV, when you put the TV on, what is the first thing that shows on the screen? Okay, if you use Hisense TV, okay, when you start the Hisense TV, what is the first thing that shows on the screen? Okay, for Hisense, it shows you whatever. For Sony, it shows you whatever. Okay, so when you start this app, what is the first thing that should display on the screen? That's what this CMD means. Okay, hope that you're not confused. I hope that you're not. Yeah, I hope that you're okay. But what I said earlier on, I'm going to put this exactly this thing the way it is here. I'm going to put it in the lab sheet so that no one says, "Oh, coach, this thing is difficult." Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna rewrite this and so that it will show like that for this, okay, so that you understand it that way. But I've just broken this down for you. Okay, so don't say you don't understand. Now, and I've also given you an alternative way of creating it, which is what you actually I just displayed for you. Okay, so we have our Docker file already. We've written our Docker file. The next thing is we're going to build the Docker file. So please, if you're a little bit confused, come on Thursday 8:30. I'm going to do Docker and I'm going to do Git and Docker, because you must be okay. You must understand these lessons, okay? Because we have started and there is no going back, okay? So we have created a Docker file already. Now, let me tell you one secret that you should know, okay? Every single software in this world was actually created from a text document, from a Docker file, okay? So a text document, the way you see my Docker file, we are actually creating a new software, okay? So this this thing that you're seeing here, we're actually trying to create a new software. And every software in the world was created from a text document, because this is a text document, guys. This is a text document, okay? So I think that is not too difficult. Let's go and continue so that we can finish, okay? So we have written a Docker file. We want to build it, okay? So the command is just docker build -t. The -t means tag, the name of the app. What's the name? What name do we want to give the app? We want to call it DevOps-hello, okay? Then we'll put one space and dot. That one space means the directory. If you don't do it right, it's going to be wrong, okay? So I'm going to put here, you're looking at my screen. Okay, no, I copied the wrong stuff. Let me remove this. Okay, so I'm going to copy, this docker build -t, whatever. Okay, so docker build. Okay, so you can look at my VS Code. My VS Code is looking friendly. Okay, so you see that my Docker desktop is not running. Okay, so I don't have Docker desktop yet. I shouldn't have stopped that one. So yeah, so that's the only thing that's missing from. So this will not proceed until I have Docker desktop. And I think we have spent 1 hour, 30 minutes already. And I still have a long way to go with the download. So I'm going to stop the class here. But I believe that you can pick it up from here, because we have actually done the heavy lifting. We've done the heavy, whatever is heavy, we've done it already. So what is left is just, let's take a look at the rest of the missions. Let me take a look at the rest of the missions. Okay, so after you've built it, the next ones are just explaining DORA metrics. Okay, trying to explain DORA metrics in a very practical way, so that you understand. Okay, I think then we want to automate using make. Okay, so I decided to add make because, like I told you, I want you to understand right from day one. Okay, so guys, this is where I'm going to end the lesson. please use the lab sheet and complete. It is compulsory. Okay, so if you don't, please make sure you install everything and install Docker Desktop so that you can have a smooth the recording is going to be, Coach, could you outline what to do in the assignment? Just, oh, yeah, Emmanuel Khalifa, just follow the sheet. That's just it. If you're following, that is the assignment that I'm trying to do. But the reason I could not finish it was because I don't have Docker Desktop, okay? I don't have Docker Desktop. Yeah, so from, you're looking at my screen, it's saying 19 minutes. Sometimes it said, yeah, so I don't have, and I don't want to keep my class more than 1 hour, 30 minutes. So download everything first. Yeah, download everything first. You'll be fine. You should be fine. Okay. So if you follow the sheet, this is the assignment sheet. You follow the assignment sheet, you'll be able to do everything. Okay. It's easy to follow. It's interesting. Like I told you, you do 20. Okay. You have your dev.to portfolio. You have your GitHub portfolio. Yeah, they ask you for your portfolio. You'll have something to show. Okay. You'll have something to show from GitHub. You have something to show from dev.to. You'll be fine. You'll get a job. Okay? I'm trying. So, the reason I'm talking like this, some of you will say, please, you will not do it. You will not do this. Some of you will not do it. But this is the juice. This is the sweet spot of the cohort. You want to miss it. You're going to regret it. Okay? So, please, the assignment is compulsory. Okay? And I'll meet you again on Thursday, 8:30 p.m. West African time. You have issues, we'll tackle it, we'll talk about it. I'm gonna come and simplify Docker files for you. I'm gonna recreate Docker files for you, simplify it, talk about it again. I'm gonna talk about Git, Git push, all those little things that I did with, I think, January intake for Git. We're gonna revise it again because every lesson you'll be doing Git push, Git commit, Git add. I'm gonna explain them in a simple way again on Thursday by 8:30. Okay. Now remember, I have a tradition in my cohort. Okay. Alcohol. Okay, but I like whiskey. Okay, not fake whiskey though. Yeah, real original whiskey. But the whiskey I'm talking about does not make you drunk. It makes you feel like you're drinking coffee. Okay, so yeah, if you get a job of 2 million and above, $4,000, yeah, just buy me. Just tell me thank you with an original bottle of whiskey, and I'll be fine. Okay, so I believe that all of you here deserve to get what you want, okay? And the way to get what you want is to do your assignment. Guys, I'm going to see you on, we have an exam tomorrow. Make sure that you show up, okay? Make sure that you show up for tomorrow class. Now, from this evening, you'll be able to register for the course. I'm only asking for $1, and it's not as if I'm pocketing the money. I'm using it to get you an official email. There's a guy from the cohort, from one of the cohorts, the last skill stuff, he already got 5 different Microsoft exams. Okay. I don't know if it will be right to show you, but let me see if I can. I'm going to show only that part. Let me look for his data. I'll show you. He already passed 5 different exams. Okay. So if you get this email and there is an official email requirement, you can use it to, register for exams. I think I'm not going to show you privacy issues since the class is being recorded. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get a recording soon. This is where I'm going to stop the class today. I'm going to see you tomorrow by 7 p.m. for those of you that have exams. For those of you in April cohort, Ola is going to take over the class because even tomorrow I have a session with the April cohort. So please bear with me. Okay, Ola is going to teach you applied skills, and our classes for applied skills are not going to break anymore. Okay, guys, bye-bye for now. See you.